Hi, folks. Welcome to Monday's Coffee with Jesus. We're John chapter 8, and Jesus is continuing his, what I would call his brutal takedown of the Jewish leaders. It's interesting. At verse 31, he says, to the Jews who had believed him. And the ones who believed him, he immediately challenges them. And he talks about how they don't really grasp it. They don't really get it. That's actually that I hadn't really noticed in verse 31 that he's speaking to those who in verse 30 we said they believed in him, but they didn't really. And that's a real warning for us. So let's read verse 42 and 43. Jesus said to them, if God were your father, you would love me, for I've come here from God. I have not come on my own. God sent me. Why is my language not clear to you? Because you are unable to hear what I say. Now it's very, very strong. So there are these people who say they believed in him. They probably see him as the Messiah, not anything else. Sorry with the hat. It's very hot here, actually. He knows that they don't love him. And he basically says, if you knew God, then you would love me because I've come from God. And well, let me say something about that. There are plenty of people who profess to be religious, but don't really love the Jesus that's portrayed in these Gospels. You've got, for example, I would say liberal Christians. They're not Christians, but because they don't love that Jesus. You've got Muslims who talk about respect for Jesus, but they don't love God, despite what they say. God is not their father. You've got others as well. So he then says, but why can't you get this? Why is my language not clear to you? Because you are unable to hear what I say. So he obviously doesn't mean physically unable. They can hear him talking. They can, in one sense, understand the words. They can kind of grasp it. But internally, they just can't accept it. They can't process it. They won't go there. And they need to basically have the humility to accept that and ask him to show them. In other words, they should stop sitting in judgment on him and allow him to sit in judgment on them. And they should listen to what he says. What's that hymn we have? I heard the voice of Jesus say, come unto me and rest. But do we hear the voice of Jesus? Do we listen to him in his word? That's the key thing. And the reason we can't hear, and why are we unable to hear? Well, we'll find out that tomorrow. See you then. Bye.